Hi there, it's Liliana here. I have not been making a lot of videos since a long time ago, so I will be back to this world of making videos. And so I would like to also give you guys a small intro of myself in case if you do not know me. I am a certified life coach and also a certified digital coach. What that means is that I'm able to coach people digitally through, on the phone, on video, as well as in person. But lately, I've been doing it more in this platform online. So on today, what I wanted to discuss with you is what things you can do to overcome a limiting belief. I call them lies. Some other people call them limiting beliefs. Some other people call them um, just toxic thoughts, negative thoughts. We can call them anything for this video. We will call them limiting beliefs. So, a limiting belief is anything that is limiting you, blocking you from the things that you want to accomplish. And could you think of one? I'll give you some seconds. Well, perhaps it's hard to come up with one. Sometimes it's easier to come up with that one thing that you want to do, but for whatever reason, you have some excuses. So, those excuses, perhaps some of them are things that are real, like realistically, there's things we cannot do, right? But then when it comes to beliefs, we can let go of some beliefs that do not work anymore or beliefs that do not help you to accomplish things that are important to you. So, one example of a limiting belief that I used to have is I am not good enough. And so, when it comes to this belief, I am not good enough, it limited me from things that I wanted to accomplish. For example, on a side note, I am also a registered associate marriage and family therapist, and I practice that separately from my life coaching business. And perhaps one day in the future, once I'm licensed as a marriage and family therapist, I will incorporate that in my practice as a life coach. But in the meantime, I like to keep them separate. But before deciding to become a marriage and family therapist someday, I had a lot of limiting beliefs that made me think that I'm not good enough. So sometimes a limiting belief is a result of other limiting beliefs. But for the purpose of this video, we're going to talk about what to do about that. Okay, so what can we do about the limiting belief? What I want to suggest is if you can, for a moment, write down what things you can do if you were not thinking about, I am not good enough. Like, for example, what are you known for that you can do? Or what did people encourage you about this issue or challenge? For example, let's say that you are trying to study for an exam. Many of my clients, not all of them, are trying to pass an exam, like a medical exam, the MCAT, the bar exam, and some of them are trying to pass the very last exam before becoming a doctor. So, what can you do if you are thinking you're not good enough to pass the exam? Well, what I want to encourage you is to say the affirmation, I can pass this exam. I know this is not an easy one, but I want you to think for a moment that you are able to pass this exam. If you have a hard time with that, what we normally do in a coaching call is that we process why you think you cannot pass the exam. And we go back to the very first moment that you thought about that belief. And then at the same time, I help you write a list, which you can do on your own too. Because did you know you can also be coached by your own self if you are disciplined enough? So you can write a list stating the evidence of moments that show you that you can pass this exam. For example, moments in your class when you noticed you were learning and you were able to answer the questions of the teacher and you were able to memorize some important things for the quizzes that lead you to think perhaps I could pass this final exam. And so it could also be a small moments of perhaps thinking, you know what? I have passed other exams in the past. I passed my high school exam. I passed my math exam, which was very hard. My geometry exam, right? Or my statistics exam. That was very hard for me. I repeated statistics. I repeated chemistry, but nevertheless, I was able to still graduate with my bachelor degree, with my master's degree, and even I was able to pass some licensing exams, such as, for example, the law and ethics exam that allows me to practice as an associate marriage and family therapist. And so that was a very hard exam. And I encourage you, if you have an exam to do, write a list of evidence that you know that this evidence proves that you can definitely pass this exam. And then try to say the affirmation, I am good enough for this. I am capable and I have what it takes to pass this exam. So these are just affirmations you can speak over yourself, affirmations, declarations, positive statements, positive thoughts. There's so many ways of calling them. I call them statements, affirmations, declarations sometimes. So I want to leave you with that. And also, if you are wondering, what do people like me help you with? Well, I can help people like you or people that you know to have a balance between life and work, to identify limiting beliefs and overcome them. I'm also able to work with people who want to have more confidence in front of the camera, just like me, as I am speaking with you in front of the camera. At the same time, I like to work with my clients on their business goals when they are starting up or when they want to relaunch. Another thing that is very common that I help is helping you stay accountable to your goals of studying or any other related goal. I'm just very known for that. Many people seek help for me to help them with that, and I've been able to help people thoroughly study for the exam. And I don't do the work, I just give tips and encourage and motivate people in order to accomplish their goals and not give up. And just to finalize my video for today, I just want to say to you that I know it's been very hard. We're going through this pandemic. We do not know when this will end. So I decided to provide a sale, a summer sale. So my rate for session calls, for the session calls which are phone or video calls, is at $75 each. What I'm doing right now is I am reducing the fee to $25 each. And these sessions last for an hour each. And I provide a summary of the most important points that we touch in the video or phone call. And I provide that to you via email after the call. Alright, if you have any questions, feel free to contact me at thepath1611@gmail.com. Thank you and have a wonderful day.